Everyone, kindly please be seated. I request you all to also maintain silence. Thank you. Innovation is a specific instrument of entrepreneurship, the act that endows resources with a new capacity to create wealth. Good morning to one and all present here, distinguished guests, esteemed speakers, academicians, entrepreneurs, and aspiring innovators. It is with great honor and profound pleasure that we welcome you to the International Conference on Reinventing Business Practices, Startups, and Sustainability, Icrbss 2025. Today, we are privileged to host a congregation of visionary minds and thought leaders from across the globe. This conference serves as a premier platform for the exchange of scholarly insights, pioneering research, and innovative ideas that will shape the future of our global business landscape. As we navigate the complexities of an ever-evolving market, the themes of this conference, reinventing business practices, fostering startups, and advancing sustainability, are more pertinent than ever. We are confident that our deliberations and collaborations that emerge from this gathering will contribute significantly to the advancement of these critical areas. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to each one of you for your presence and participation. Your commitment to excellence and innovation is the cornerstone of progress, and we look forward to the valuable contributions you will bring to this conference. Let us embark on this journey together, inspired by the collective goal of creating a sustainable and prosperous future for all. To commence this auspicious occasion, let us invoke the blessings of our motherland with a rendition of Tamil Thaivarthu. We request everyone to stand.
நீராறும் கடலுடுத்தை நிலமடந்தை கிழிடொழுகும் சீராறும் வதனமென திகழ் வரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கனமும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனர் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழழங்கே தமிழழங்கே உன் சீரிலமை திறம்பி எந்த செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே.
Thank you, everyone. The act of lighting lamp signifies the beginning of something new, filling our hearts with hope and our minds with brilliance. To commence the conference, I request the dignitaries on the dais to light the Kuthuvalakku. Thank you, dignitaries. To officially welcome everyone to this grand event, I'd like to invite Dr. V. Sasirekha Ma'am, Dean, Faculty of Management, to deliver the welcome address.
A very happy and pleasant morning to all present here. It is with immense pride and joy that I stand before you today to deliver the welcome address for the 6th edition of the International Conference on Reinventing Business Practices, Startups and Sustainability, Icrbss 2025. This year, the conference is centered around the theme NextGen Transformation, Innovation and Business Sustainability, with a special focus on the UN Sustainable Development Goals 8, 9, 12 and 17. This prestigious conference is organized by the Department of MBA, Faculty of Management, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, in collaboration with Malaysia University of Science and Technology, GAOS Global Ambassadors of Sustainability, and APAC IPv6. And I take great pleasure in welcoming each one of you for this gathering of thought leaders, industry experts, researchers, and students. As a Dean of the Faculty of Management, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the SRMIST leadership for their unwavering support and visionary guidance. I take this moment to thank our Pro-Chancellor Admin, Sri Ravi Pachamuthu, and Institutional Director, Ms. Haruni Ravi, for their continuous encouragement. Though their official commitments prevent them from being with us today, they have extended their warmest regards and best wishes to all the delegates of this conference. Mahatma Gandhi once said, leadership means getting along with people. With this spirit, I extend a warm welcome to Professor Ponnusamy, Registrar of SRMIST. Sir, your encouragement motivates us to set higher goals and achieve excellence. Thank you for gracing this occasion. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, and today we are honored to have among us Sri Ampa Paraniyappan, Vice President of the Southern India Chamber of Commerce and Industry, SICI, and Managing Director of AMPA Group. Sir, we sincerely appreciate you taking the time to join us despite your demanding schedule. Thank you, sir. Our collaborating institution for this conference is the Malaysia University of Science and Technology, MUST, and it is my privilege to welcome Sri Prem Kumar Rajagopal, the President of MUST. We are delighted to host you and look forward to meaningful academic collaborations. Welcome, sir. We are also honored to welcome Dr. Wesam Al-Madam, the founder of the Global Ambassadors of Sustainability Forum Canada, who is joining us virtually. Your presence will definitely add immense value to this global event. A warm welcome to another collaborating institution represented by Ms. Valli Nagappan from the APAC IPv6 Council, one of our esteemed collaborating partners for this conference. On this momentous occasion, we are proud to formalize strategic collaborations by signing memorandums of understanding with esteemed institutions and organizations like the Malaysia University of Science and Technology, Kevin Care, NSC Academy, and Audacious Dream Foundation, the Commonwealth Students Association, and I extend a happy welcome to the dignitaries of these institutions. These partnerships will pave the way for global immersion programs, student and faculty exchange programs, collaborative research projects, product launches, consultancy services, and value-added certification programs, thereby enriching the academic and industry interface. A heartfelt welcome to all the distinguished delegates, faculty members, and students from various institutions across India and abroad who have gathered here to share their knowledge and insights. I take this moment to acknowledge and appreciate the tireless efforts of our organizing faculty team, with a special mention to our coordinators, Dr. Vijaygantan, Dr. Charulata, and Dr. Prabhadevi, along with the dedicated faculty members of the Department of MBA. A special thanks to our dynamic MBA students whose enthusiasm and commitment have made this event possible. Lastly, sustainability is not just a strategy or a regulatory obligation, but it is a mindset that drives responsible decision-making and long-term impact. To preserve our planet for future generations, Businesses and startups must embrace innovation and transformation at their core. One such strategy can be the biomimicry or biomimetics, as we usually used to say. If one strategy which organizations should think about to make it more sustainable is biomimicry. Biomimicry is a concept whereby we imitate the biological living creatures or the living organisms. We have been so far, actually, the humankind has advanced in science and technology because of that concept of biomimicry, but somewhere down the lane, we forgot all those things. Our objective is more towards profiteering or towards revenue generation. But in order to make this planet more sustainable for the future generations, if we have to hand over the planet in the same way to the future for the future generations, definitely all the businesses and startups have to rethink and revisit their practices and again think about biomimicry. If I could share one or two examples, you will understand how the human mankind has imitated the biological organisms. For example, if you take the windmill, the blade of the windmill, if you could recollect, the shape of that windmill is based on the design of the whale. It is a whale's body, the same design you can observe in windmill. Or if you take swimsuits have been imitated from the shark skin. If you could see, if you could observe, the way the shark skins are very, they are glossy and it doesn't touch any water. Similarly, that is how the swimsuits have been designed. Or you take your wetsuits, which are used to keep you warmer for all the divers and people who are into deep diving. They have been inspired from beavers. Or you know about the Wright brothers who invented the aeroplane. It is said that it is written and it is documented that the Wright brothers got inspired by pigeons. They were not much successful in many of their attempts. At one point of time, when one of the Wright brothers was taking a walk, was strolling around, he saw a pigeon flying. Then he understood, that pigeon body is heavier than its wings. We could observe that. And they found that the pigeon takes a very beautiful flight. It is able to balance it. And that is where they got the idea of how to make a successful flying machine. Like that, there are so many examples. You take the Velcro, which you use now in your Otiko Katiko Veti. That Velcro is based on the burr seeds. There is a seed called as burr. It is intact. They are all natural mechanisms. Or you take the ants. They learn about transportation problem, your supply chain problem using the ant. The way the ant moves forward. Any kind of obstacle you place in the front of the plant, in the front of the ant, still it will reach its destination. It will keep trying. So for traffic congestion and all, they see what the ants are doing and they try to follow it. You have the styrofoam, the packaging material. It is because of the design of mushrooms. We have seen the mushroom umbrella. It looks very, thick and strong, but actually it has a lot of spores and pores inside. And that is what has helped them to design that. Or you take the termite mounds and hounds. That is used for construction, for civil. That is where they get their idea, like that. We have umpteen examples in our biology, in our living organisms. If we just observe them and if we try to have those practices, definitely our businesses will become sustainable. So this Icrbss 2025 is not merely a conference. It is a dynamic platform for fostering collaboration, igniting innovation, and inspiring meaningful change. As we come together to exchange ideas and build strategic partnerships, we take collective steps towards shaping a more resilient, sustainable, and forward-thinking business landscape. Once again, a very warm welcome to all, and I wish you a fruitful and enriching experience at Icrbss 2025 and in our campus. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words. You've set the tone for the day. Ms. Harini Ravi ma'am, Director, Institutional Development, SRM Group, has conveyed her wishes and regards to our international conference Icrbss 2025. We take this moment to thank her.
It is now time for the felicitation address. We request Professor S. Ponnusamy, Registrar, to deliver the address.
the chief guest of today's international conference, Sri Ampapalniappan, Vice President SICKI, and the keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Prem Kumar Rajgopal, President, Malaysia University of Science and Technology. The special addressee, Dr. Vesam Al-Madoon, founder and CEO from Canada, Professor V. Sasireka, Dean, Faculty of Management, other colleagues on the dais and off the dais, delegates from different institutions, and my dear students, a very good morning to all of you. Indeed, it gives me great pleasure in participating this international conference on reinventing business practices, startups, and sustainability. And before going to about this conference, I would like to brief about the SRM Institute of Science and Technology. In the year 1985, our SRM group came into the higher education, and we have started an engineering college as SRM Engineering College in 1985. After that, our group, SRM group, started many institutions in the medicine, pharmacy, dental, management, and many arts colleges. And during the year 2002, we have established the SRM Institute of Science and Technology, and it's a deemed to be university. The Ministry of Higher Education, Ministry of Education gave permission for us, and after that, almost all the institutions which were under the SRM group were brought under the ambit of SRM Institute of Science and Technology. Today, we have 6 campuses across the country with 85,000 plus students enrolled in the regular programs. We offer nearly 400 specializations in the Faculty of Engineering and Technology, Faculty of Science and Humanities, Faculty of Management, Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, Faculty of Law, and Faculty of Agriculture. Almost we have all programs except veterinary science. Friends, you know very well that every year the Ministry of Education ranks the institutions in the country in the name of NIRF. And we have been placed in 12th in the country out of 1,192 universities. We are 12th. And also if you see the research category, we stood at 24th position in the research category. See, a lot of efforts are being taken to improve the research and innovation in the institution, and we are spending huge amount of money every year. In fact, this conference is related to startups. I am excited to share with you today the incredible work being done at SRM Institute of Science and Technology. Our mission is clear: to cultivate a vibrant ecosystem where innovation and entrepreneurship thrive among our students, researchers, and faculty members. In order to achieve this, we have established a separate directorate under SRM Institute of Science and Technology. We have named it as Directorate of Entrepreneurship and Innovation in the year 2022, very recently. Prior to that, it was a small unit in the engineering college, though they were contributing to the university by realizing the importance of the innovation ecosystem in the institute. We have established this directorate. The DEI provides a supportive environment where students, researchers, and faculty can explore their ideas without fear of failure. Our incubation program offers crucial resources like seed funding, mentorship, and access to a network of industry experts. We bridge the gap between academia and industry by facilitating technology transfer and encouraging collaborative research projects. This institute that our innovations are relevant and address real world challenges. Friends, people are talking about the interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary. And ours is truly interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary because we have almost all specializations. Wherever you go, you can find the people in that respective area. By integrating design thinking into the curriculum, we are equipping our students with the skills they need to approach problems creatively and develop innovative solutions. Design thinking is integrated across multiple faculties as a core, elective, and open elective subject. We guide our researchers and faculty through the patent process, helping them to protect their intellectual property and commercialize their inventions. The substantial project funding received from the DPT fuels cutting-edge research, pushing the boundaries of knowledge and creating new opportunities for innovation. These initiatives led to spark creativity and translate ideas into tangible impact. We have successfully incubated 37 startups so far, providing them with the resources, mentorship, and infrastructure they need to grow. 12 startups have already graduated in the last 3 years, raising over 250 crores of investment. With a significant project outlay of rupees 9.99 crores from Department of Biotechnology, Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, we are empowering groundbreaking research and product development for life science and healthcare entrepreneurs. Our commitment to innovation is evident from the impressive number of intellectual properties generated. We have filed 1,053 patents, out of which we have, 1,053 patents, published 890, and been granted 445. 445 patents we have been granted. These patents are a testament to the innovative spirit of our community. In fact, 3 months back, we have identified nearly 150 patents, which were prototypes of those patents are readily available, and we have displayed those patents, and also we have invited the industry people, and nearly 100 industries participated in that event, and then we are in the process of converting them into commercialization. Okay, we are not just about generating ideas, we are about bringing them to the world. We have successfully completed 22 technology transfer, ensuring that our innovations have a real world impact. In fact, I've been requesting the team from DEI to visit all the campuses and address the students and faculty. They have been doing it. I hope you might have been benefited out of it. Otherwise, I will ask the team to visit once again to this campus and give a talk on this innovation and entrepreneurship. My dear students, coming back to this conference, I hope the discussions and the deliberations that are going to happen for the next 2 days will improve your knowledge in the respective area. I appreciate on this moment, at this moment, I appreciate the efforts made by the entire team headed by Professor Sasireka and others in the department. My best wishes to the entire team and my best wishes for the grand success of this conference. Thank you very much. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable words. As a token of our heartfelt appreciation, we would like to felicitate each of our esteemed guests. This is our way of saying thank you for being part of this wonderful occasion and for sharing your valuable time with us. We now invite Professor S. Ponnusamy, sir, Registrar, to felicitate Professor Dr. Prem Kumar Rajagopal, sir, President of Malaysia University of Science and Technology. I now request our Dean, Dr. V. Sasireka ma'am, Faculty of Management, to felicitate Shri Ampa Palaniappan sir, Vice President of SICCI and Managing Director of Ampa Group. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. May this justice serve as a heartfelt expression of our gratitude of the meaningful moments we have shared today. I now have the honor of inviting our respected program coordinator, Dr. M.N. Prabhadevi ma'am, to formally introduce our distinguished chief guest for the day.
Very good morning, everyone. It is an absolute honor to stand before you today at this prestigious international conference, Reinventing Business Practices, Startups and Sustainability, Icrbss 2025 4th edition, by our Faculty of Management, the Department of MBA, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Vadapalani campus. It is a gathering of brilliant minds, industry leaders, and aspiring change makers. Now, before we begin this event, let's take a moment to set the energy right, because today we have some truly remarkable individuals among us. Welcoming our chief guest, Shri Ampa Palaniappan sir. First, it is with a great pleasure we welcome our chief guest, Thru Ampa Palaniappan, Vice President, Southern India Chamber of Commerce and Director of Ampa Groups. He is a visionary leader and an inspirational force in the business world. His strategic expertise and leadership, it has always influencing the industries and businesses, making a significant impact on startups and businesses. Let's give him a big round of applause to have our chief guest for our conference. Introducing our keynote speaker, Professor Prem Kumar sir, President of MUST University. We have a successful academician, researcher, and global thought leader, the President of MUST University, Professor Prem Kumar sir. His work in academia and business transformation, it has empowered lots and lots of students, researchers, and professionals worldwide. He'll be sharing his valuable insights on business reinventions and startups for our conference today. A topic this we are all eager to explore from him. Let us give him a thunderous welcome for this conference once again. Thank you. A special address by Dr. Vahim Al-Hamadin, founder of Global Nonprofit Network. The last, but certainly not at least, we are privileged to have with us Dr. Al-Madoun, an influential global leader and the founder of Global Nonprofit Network. His dedication to social innovation and sustainable development, it has created waves of positive change across the world. Let's show our appreciation, even though Sir is going to join virtually. Let us appreciate with a huge round of applause for our one more special speaker. With such an esteemed lineup of speakers, I have no doubt that today's conference will be filled with inspiration. As our director's research registrar sir mentioned, learning and groundbreaking insights will be there in our conference. So without further ado, let's dive into the exciting journey ICRBSS 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Mom. To provide us with an overview of what ICRBSS 2025 has in store, I am pleased to invite Dr. S. Vijaykantan Sir, Assistant Professor and ICRBSS 2025 Faculty Coordinator.
Good morning to one and all present here. International Conference on Reinventing Business Practices, Startups and Sustainability, ICRBSS 2025. Under United Nations Sustainability Development Goals number 8, 9, 12 and 17, which discusses about NextGen transformation, innovation and business sustainability. Here ICRBSS aims to impart knowledge and encourage academicians, scholars, students, corporates and research aspirants to come together to under one roof to share, set out their, deliver and explore the decisive aspects of their innovative works in the research and social affairs. The hosting of ICRBSS 2025 promises to encourage quality research in different areas of business practices, inclusive of startups and entrepreneurship. It facilitates the purpose of knowledge transfer by enriching the career of the research fraternity, empowering decision making in the corporate sector and promoting quality decisions. ICRBSS 2025 has a vision of transforming and setting novel standards for better people engagement, promotion, international exchange through research and bridging the research gap between academician, industry and policy making. Research serves as a fundamental component for the development of ideas and concepts leading towards the emergence of innovation that result in a deviation from what is traditionally executed and practiced. ICRBSS 2025 creates a platform to address the need of researchers to showcase their work to outside world and contribute towards constructing a meaningful dialogue in the holistic ecosystem of business, academia and industry well-being. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir, for your significant perspectives on the topic. Your remarks have given us a clearer understanding of the subject. Now, it's time to hear from our esteemed chief guest, Sri Ampa Palaniappan sir, Vice President of SICCI and Managing Director of Ampa Group.
Good morning. See, I would first of all start by then thanking Prabha Devi for insisting that I be here. I think she's been after the Secretariat of SICCI to bring me here. So. My respects to the Registrar Mr. Ponusami, Dr. Prem Kumar, the Dean Sasireka, Prabha Devi, and Vijaykantan and others. The esteemed faculty of this great institution. It has about 85,000 strong student community. It's a fantastic institution. I think kudos to the management of this institution for having this institution growing to 6 campuses. I think they're also in 2 other states of Tamil Nadu. Other than Tamil Nadu, 2 other states they are there. I think they are there in Amaravati and Bhubaneswar. Right. So I think it's going all India. My wish is that goes global soon. I think India globally does not have enough institutions in the global rankings. So I think we have to reach there. I think SRM is well poised to reach there. Congratulations, sir. I'll start with a very less interesting part of my speech, which is a prepared speech, and then I will go to my little bit of my experience. 5 minutes of each I will not take too much of your time. See, it's an honor that I address this young group, on behalf of the Southern India Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We are at a critical juncture in the evolution of business, a moment that calls for reinvention, resilience, and responsibility. The way we conduct business today will define the future of commerce, society, and our planet. Sustainability is no longer a choice, it's a necessity. The traditional business model focused solely on profitability is giving way to a more responsible and inclusive approach. Companies across the globe are integrating sustainability into their core strategies, realizing that long-term success is tied to environmental stewardship, social responsibility, and strong governance. The role of ESG in corporate success is very, very crucial. ESG factors have become key indicators of corporate resilience and profitability. Investors and consumers alike are demanding greater transparency and accountability from companies. Businesses that prioritize ESG principles are not only mitigating risks, but also unlocking new growth opportunities. I think the biomimicry thing, I think is a knowledge to me. You learn every day. I've learned that today. I'll definitely look into that. The environment aspect requires businesses to focus on reducing emissions, conserving resources, and adopting cleaner technologies. The social component emphasizes diversity, equity, and community engagement. Governance ensures ethical leadership, transparency, and compliance with regulatory standards. ESG is not just about compliance, it's about competitiveness. Studies show that ESG-focused companies outperform their peers in the long run, attracting better investment and fostering stronger customer loyalty and getting stronger employees along with that. SICI is committed to driving ESG adoption among businesses, equipping them with necessary tools and knowledge to navigate this evolving landscape. So we can learn from the past experiences, how do we implement them to reinvent ourselves. There's a phrase in Japanese, Fuko Ryoko, which refers to the attitude of accepting and adapting to change even while continuing to uphold the basics that do not change. No matter how the economy may change in the form or structure, the fundamental importance of industry is to the global economy will not change. Now we are faced with the challenge of identifying those of our views and actions that should not change and those that should in order to adapt to the new environment. A few observations. First, our Gandhiji stated that the customer comes first. When Mr. Howard Schultz took over as CEO of Starbucks, it was a tough situation, not very different to the challenges faced by organizations today. The previous leadership had blamed the economy and the higher cost of dairy products for the slump in business. However, Schultz took an entirely different view of the situation. Schultz wrote out a letter to the employees on the day he took office once again as a CEO. He said the company must shift its focus away from bureaucracy and back to customers. Some of the things he did to reorient the company towards customers were to launch targeted campaigns to win back loyal customers, develop customer experiences focused on increased health and safety, reskill the sales force to support remote selling, create flexible payment terms, digitalize sales channels, and automate processes. So what can we do now for our customers is what the thought process is. Secondly, I would share the result of the World Economic Forum study, which identified the CEOs felt that in spite of the various shortcomings, they prioritized identifying new opportunities as normal life resumed and planned for harnessing them. The organizations need to build a roadmap that, for their products and services, now and next. The organizations that fail to plan to fail. I think that's very important for us to understand. Third, the organizers need to pursue technology and harness it relentlessly. From agentic AI to Lang Tech, we have a strategy for tech disruptions. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella recently noted that we have seen 2 years worth of digital transformation in 2 months. For example, according to Michael Fisher, President and CEO of Cincinnati Children's Hospital Medical Center, there were 2,000 telehealth visits recorded at the organization in all of 2019 and 5,000 a week in 2020. Are we embracing technology seamlessly is what we have to understand. Fourth, we need to promote our offerings aggressively. I think I will not bore you with that. Okay. Now, it's a new day, a new world, and a new normal. The world has changed in the last 6 months, and what we have witnessed and weathered and traversed in the last 6 months has transformed our perspective and how. Proactive action is needed on various fronts, some of which I have highlighted, will enable us to deal with these challenges effectively and maintain the soundness of Indian banking system. I am reminded here of a quote from Leo Tolstoy in War and Peace. A battle is won by those who firmly resolve to win it. The mind is the game. So ladies and gentlemen, the future of business belongs to those who are willing to reinvent, adapt, and take responsibility, sustainability, ESG adoption, and responsible entrepreneurship. They are the imperatives for the long-term success. Likewise, the startup revolution in India presents boundless opportunities, provided we nurture the right environment for innovation and investment. All of us know the AI, where it is. We know how China has made a DeepSeek, which is at a fraction of the cost of what AI was made by the American companies. It's time for students like us. I will call myself a student. Don't worry about it. So to look at making the AI even more better, the chat GPTs and whatever you could call all that. I think that's where I think when sir was talking of the patents and all of that, I think the numbers have to go up. Each has to look at and if India can do it, they can do it definitely cheaper than what China did it for them. So I think the focus has to be in terms of that. So that's something which is so just a few points. I will go of my thought process. What are the few principles that will define your journey as an entrepreneur, as a startup leader in this new era? See, entrepreneurship is about solving and not selling. You have to solve some problems, which is your business. See, that's, I think, the first you have to keep in mind. You have to solve somebody else's problem. You will automatically sell. So if you look at a restaurant which serves good food, no advertisement is needed. Just that good food, good word of the other person is enough to get your business, right? So that's what. Then again, I've already spoken about sustainability. I think we have to keep that in mind. Risks, something very favorite to me. See, taking risk early, you have to build your business early with all the risks. you want to take. Take risks early in life. Don't wait to become old to take risks. You will fail today, but your cost of failure is very, very less today. If the cost of failure, when you go up higher in your career, your cost of failure is going to be more expensive. So take risk early. Because this is the best time to fail. When you're studying, look at startups when you're studying. Your cost of that is even lower, even before you leave your college. Right? So please look at taking risks early. I will talk a little more about how you plan to take risks. Right? And in any business, ethics in the business is very, very important. You have to be ethical. There is no shortcut in life. Let me tell you from practical experience, there is no shortcut in life. Whatever politicians say, there is no shortcuts in life. You can take it. I'll have 100 examples for that. I'm not going to take too much time on that, but please use it in your own life. You can check it out in your own life. There is no shortcut in life. If you go stand in a queue which is shorter, that will move slower. That's the Murphy's law, right? So there is no shortcuts in life. See, when I said take risks, you have to plan to take risks, right? So all startups, they have to first work for a few months on making a plan. You make an annual business plan, you make a medium-term business plan for 5 years before you start. So you must first know, if you fail, what's going to be your cost of failure. You don't start with a negative note, but you have to learn to know what your cost of failure is going to be, right? Only then you will have the confidence to take that risk. So you have to believe me that you have to take that plan of making the business plan. You can take the help of any of your professors or your colleagues, your friends, your family, whatever. But make a plan, a 1-year annual business plan. Make a medium-term plan for 5 years. Look at the cost of failure and put it at the back of your mind. Only then your mind is going to be free to run. If you have to run in your race of your startup, you cannot have the failure in your mind. So the failure must be the back of your mind. It should be out of your regular thought process. That's something which you have to, and how much of you people here say borrowing is bad? Getting loans is bad. Tell me. Who all are saying getting loan is bad? Please raise your hands. Okay. A few, right? The family is the first place which teaches you that. See, kadan vanga kudadunu solradhu the family, because they want you to be very, very comfortable. They don't want you to take any risk in your life, your early life. But you have to take risk. You have to borrow. You have to have a thing. But when you borrow as a startup, you won't get cheap funds. Your cost of borrowing a startup, can I take a few minutes? Please. So your cost of borrowing is going to be very, very high. So immediately, 24% you're going to borrow. Your house, your family will stop you from that, right? But you need capital to risk your failure, right? So that's where you're saying. So your 24% cost of borrowing for 2 years is your first. Assume your 2 years is your startup time which you're going to have. So that 2 years of 10 lakhs for 24% is 2.4 lakhs. For 2 years, 4.8 lakhs. So your project must start at 14.8 lakhs, right? This 24% of your interest for 2 years, which is going to be a higher cost of borrowing, which your whatever seed fund or whatever is going to give you, is part of a capital. It's not part of an expenditure. First, you must understand that. You must take that as part of a capital and not an expenditure. Interest, otherwise, is normally expenditure. But initially, you have to make that as part of a capital, so that that's not going to be your in your mind again. Once it's capital, that capital is your investment for a business to earn in the future, right? So that's what you have to understand. In your business plan, you have to build this cost of your funds to use that to, do in business. So that's something which you can, I'm only briefly talking about it. We can interact more time whenever. Right. So all of you use credit cards, right? Right? Credit cards. All of you use. Is it good or bad? Bad. Come on. Louder. Okay. Few more. Because now this is a digital economy, right? First, one thing which I will teach all of you is nobody you should use cash. If you use cash, the economy is not going to get the rotation of that. A digital economy is going to help you rotate 10 times faster than a cash economy, right? So most of the digital economy, whether you pay on your Paytm, your GPay, or whatever you pay, is going into the banking system, right? And today banking system is very easy, digital, everybody can use. Even the small vendors are able to use that. So please use only digital, don't use cash. Because the rotation of their money is much, much more. I think your finance teams will do some homework on that. It is extraordinary that if you look at the GST growth is only because of digital economy. We are at 1,95,000 crores as of last month, the GST for last month collections. Expected to go to 3 lakh crores. It's only the digital economy goes higher, will the growth be faster. And if India has to be a 47, 30 trillion economy or higher than that, digital economy is going to take us there. So all of you, please use digital. And I'm talking of credit cards. Right? Credit cards is a must. All of you must use credit cards. All of you will have savings bank accounts, which will give you 5-6% of interest, right? If you use a credit card, you get 50 days of interest-free credit, right? On the day that your account starts, the payment day is 50 days away from that. You get interest-free credit, so your money in your bank is going to help you get that 5% interest or whatever, a little bit of interest of that is going to come. As she rightly said, use it correctly. There's only one point which is there, pay on date. You have an auto pay mechanism to pay, and that's it. You get, your digital points are available. I have gone on business class tickets to America on my points, right? So that's the amount of thing you get on the points. Use the points, see that's free money to you, right? The digital economy is also part of that. So, as I said, the 80% of the people pay on time, 20% don't pay on time. The credit card company is running because of 20% who don't pay on time. So if you pay on time, it's a benefit to you, it's profitable to you. You get your interest saved in your savings account. You have your points which you can use for your, you can buy anything, you can buy Amazon watches, do whatever you want with that, right? So these are the some few tips which I wanted to share, right? I would like to close by thanking the entire team here for having me here. Though I'm not a educationist, I am a businessman. I look at profit. I also look at service. We have a lot of things which we do. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to be here. I will definitely take a few questions on the side whenever you want. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your key takeaways. Your talk regarding sustainability and entrepreneurship gave us a lot of ideas how to plan and work. It's now a privilege to invite the keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Prem Kumar Rajagopal, sir, President of Malaysia University of Science and Technology, to share his wisdom with us.
Vanakkam, all of you. A very good morning. Respected guests, the registrar, group registrar, Dr. Pulisami, and the industry leader, Mr. Anba, the Dean of the school, Dr. Shashirika, and Dr. Prabha, and Dr. Vijay. And the most important is, dear students, the future leaders. You guys are the future leaders, sir. Whether you take it up as a business or whether you are taking it up as a social service, yeah. End of the day, you are the one who's going to determine how the world is going to look like. Yep. I have some presentation. I'm not too sure whether they're taking it up. My presentation, my PowerPoint, is it up? Is it up? Yeah. Okay. Can you just put it up for me? Well, for today, before I could start, let me first acknowledge a few things. The ground rules, yeah. I know that you all are MBA students, students with coming with business and management, yeah, background. We study the theories in business, but remember, the one you study in the books and delivered by lecturers and all, these are all based on academic writings. But the most important thing is learning from industry. Yeah? If you work in a multinational corporation for maybe 10 years, I would say you are graduating from the industry. If you work in Tata Group for 10 years, you are a graduate. Yeah? This is how I feel. Because I come from industry. Yeah? I only came into academic world recently, the last 12 years. But before that, 14 years I spent my time in the industry working for Intel Technology, the microprocessor that you guys are using. Yeah? 14 years I spent my time in the industry, specifically only in Intel, taking an assignment in the US and also in Malaysia. So, we learn a lot from the industry. So today what I'm going to share with you is actually basically nothing to do with academic. I want you to get an exposure about what actually industry is doing. So I have picked up a few pointers from the industry as part of my sharing today. Yeah? So let's look at it. And I like just now, Dr. Shashi Rekha, she did mention about the SDG goals. How many of you know what is SDG goals? How many of you know? Please don't be shy. Treat me someone equal to you. Then you won't. You will take out the barriers away. Yeah. SDG goals. Anyone would like to say what is SDG goals? Sustainable Development Goals, established in 2015 in Paris Agreement by United Nations. So that's what Dr. Shashirika did share just now. Yeah. And she did specifically mention a couple of goals. Yeah. I will go through that goals with you and connect that goals to the business practices. Now, first of all, let's look at some of the key data. The World Economic Forum, yeah, for 2025 did conduct a survey, and they found out that the biggest risk for today in the business world is actually coming from the war that is happening in Ukraine, Middle East, Russia, and so on. That is the biggest challenge for business world. Then next one is the extreme weather. The extreme weather that you see. Heat stress. I have read from articles that India, some part of India is experiencing heat stress. Am I right? Yeah. Why? Because the extreme weather. Yeah. So this is according to the research conducted by World Economic Forum 2025. Very recent one. I picked it up. Yeah. So you can see that the first issue here is actually the war that is happening. The next one is the extreme weather. Now, what is the connection of these to the business world? Let's look at it. So, according again to the survey, they say that in 10 years' time, the biggest risk ranked is going to be the weather. That is extreme weather, the earth, environment, and so on. You can see the four top ranking: number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Again, the report is from World Economic Forum. Yep. And 2025, very recent one. So if you are going to the business world, either you're going to take up as an entrepreneur or you are going to be employed in any of those MNC, you need to really know about this, and every process or activities that you perform in your organization, you have to address these matters. Today, all those MNCs, you find that in their final annual reports, there is already a provision given that you have to report out about ESG. It's compulsory. You can ask Mr. Amba, the guy from industry, you can ask him, he'll tell you. It's compulsory. And also he did mention just now about the word ESG. So you got no choice. So it is not a matter of choice anymore. It's a matter of compulsory, yeah? So you have to address this, yeah? Now the next one is, look at this. We all know that technology is coming, hitting us like a wave. You like or don't like, you cannot stop new technology being introduced to the business world, yeah? And you all know, students, you take always the shortcut or you take the long cut. Shortcut, right? So your technology is CNP technology, am I right? In writing your assignments, CNP technology. What is CNP technology? Copy and paste, toggle, copy then toggle. Control C and then Control V, yeah? Copy and paste technology, right? But that's okay, go ahead and do. In Intel, when I worked in Intel, we have got a philosophy, a value system, which we call, we copy, but copy with pride. We copy business. It's all about benchmarking and best practices in business world. It's okay to copy, nothing, no harm, but copy with pride. What is with pride? Meaning you acknowledge the original author. You copy, but acknowledge the person, yeah? So you find that today the technology is coming and hitting us like a wave. And many of us getting worried. I went into a couple of forums, they asked me, sir, is the technology going to replace human being? What's your answer to that? What do you think? No, why? Yes, you're right. Your answer is right. Absolutely, you're right. But why? Why you say no? Why technology is not going to replace human being? Technology requires human being. Yeah, human being invented technology. Okay, I give you a very simple answer. Only human being can create new knowledge for the world. Technology cannot create new knowledge. Garbage in, garbage out. AI cannot replace human being. Why? Because new knowledge only created by human being. And for academic and industry, you find new knowledge comes out from industry. It is not from academic world. Academic world only documents it, publish it. But who brings up the new knowledge? It is the industry. So the SDG goal number 9, which talks about innovations, industry and infrastructure. Where you get that from? That comes from the industry. So we have to learn from the industry. Don't be shy. Learn from the industry. Benchmark, best practices. These are the best things. Yeah? So don't worry so much, even though the, the future, you can see the survey, the future survey, talking about technology, they said the biggest challenge is technology today into every processes and activities of organization. But again, I repeat, don't worry about technology. You are the champion, not technology. Technology isn't the champion. I do encourage my students. I tell them, go, when you're writing an assignment, go into ChatGPT. Take out from ChatGPT and write your assignment. But, my assignment questions, the way I design my assignment question, I tell my students, guys, this is what I want you to study and write your assignment, and you go and search in ChatGPT. I'll put there black and white. Go and search in ChatGPT, compare the ChatGPT with the lecturer's note, and then make your own reflection. Make your own reflection. Here you got the faculty member giving you the notes. There you have ChatGPT giving you all the historical data. Compare both and make your own reflection. That's how I mark my assignments. And this is what the survey that was conducted in Harvard University last year, and they claim that they encourage in Harvard University for students to use ChatGPT. Don't discourage. Don't discourage. Get them to explore. Technology are there for us to explore, but use it in a right manner. Now, the extreme weather, I told you just now, last 2023, the the conflict that's happening, the war that's happening in Ukraine and all these things, Sudan, yeah, Suez Canal, all these things were ranked number 9. But 2024, it was ranked number 1 in the world. Wow. So the state-based armed conflict that's happening. Interstate, interstate. So this is a big challenge. Now, what has that got to do with business? I'll come to you. Yeah. This is how the business is suffering because of the war that's happening. Yeah? The Red Sea Suez Canal. You find that because of the Suez Canal issue that's happening today, about 20% of the India's export is actually passing through the Red Sea. But today, because of the war, you have to route it to the South Africa and take it out. Yeah? And because of that, what happened? You increase your cost by 30%. And then you increase by your TPT, throughput time, your responsiveness, 2 weeks shipment. You delay your shipment to your customers. This is another challenge, yeah? So this is because of the war. So we have to address this. Now let's look at another one. The other one is the extreme weather that is happening. Flood or wildfire happened in US. Amazing, huh? I don't know why this time the wildfire that happened in US, it attacked all the actors. The rich guys, they became homeless. Most of them. And then they did another study. They said, whose house was protected of the fire? All those who did charity, their house was protected. Those who did not contribute to charity, the house got burned. That one, I don't know. This one, I don't know. It's not validated. It's not validated, but that is the rumor people are saying, but not validated. So we by nature, we Indians, I'm also an Indian, we by nature, it's nature that we always like to contribute back to charity. I see in the Indian community in Malaysia, especially the Chettiar community, they have got certain fund, portion of it. They will always compulsory. I can't remember the exact Sanskrit word. Dasama Varda or something they call it. They take certain percentage, they palm it to charity. Okay, so that's happening. Yeah. Now the other one is this: the trade barriers. You want to export something? There comes a restriction. Yeah, standardization, tariff. Recently, US charged China. You know China, right? Very famous for EV, right? What do you think about EV future? What do you think about EV's future? Good? Electric vehicle. This way or this way? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Thumbs down. Why? Why thumbs down? Okay. That means you're enjoying the driving. What about other factors? Tell me. What do you think the future? Now, everyone getting excited about EV. Tesla, yeah, BYD from China, VinFast from Vietnam. And VinFast anyway putting up a factory in India, Gujarat. Yeah, is it? VinFast from Vietnam, they're putting up a factory. Yeah. So, but everybody getting excited about this EV. I use EV. I bought a car, EV car in 2018. Yeah. When I bought the car, EV car, they told me that this car, the BMW 330e, they said your battery can last for 5 years. When I bought, they said 90 kilometers each time full charge in 2018. But after coming to 4th year, from 90 kilometers, it came to 60 kilometers. I was worried because the lifespan of the battery is 5 years. After that, I need to change the battery, and changing the battery is 1/3 the price of the car. Changing the battery is 1/3 the price of the car. Okay, that is price. But when I change the battery, what will happen to the old battery? Ever you thought about it? This is where the future of EV is. For me, it's thumbs down. Because today, we don't really have the technology of breaking it up, decarbonizing the battery. Lithium, EV is lithium, brings a lot of harm to the earth. If you look at the supply chain of the EV, it's extremely, you'll get worried. So the decarbonization, even China, BYD don't have, Tesla don't have, VinFast don't have. So what is the future? Japan thought about it. Japan, that is the answer. Japan thought about it, and Japan started the hydrogen fuel engine. And today, you visit Japan, you can see the fuel station, yeah, the petrol station, they have hydrogen petrol stations. Why? H2O. H2O. You can get it, hydrogen from water. Yeah? So that is the future. Japan started, and after Japan, Singapore started investing, and they did a trial, perfect trial. 5 times they did a trial, perfect. And now Singapore introducing that to their ports in Singapore. Because Singapore is a small country, you know. They don't have natural resources. They have to depend on trade for their survival. So the only way is to make the ports exciting, that people come in for refilling the hydrogen. When they come for refilling, they pay for stacking the ships there, right? See? So the future is hydrogen, not EV. Yeah? Okay. Now, so you can see that European Union came up with a tariff. They said, okay, you guys want to export cars into Europe, yeah? But make sure you have at least 25% of your car using recycled plastic. What is recycled plastic? Eh? What economy do we call that? Guys, students, don't worry about that. It's a small matter. Don't worry, they can resolve it. Now, what is the recycle in business world? What do you call that? Recycling, what do you call that? Come on, guys. Circular economy. Am I right? Circular economy. You source, you manufacture, you distribute, then you recycle, right? So, if you want to export your cars to Europe, yeah, you must have a proof or certification of at least 25% of your plastic component are recycled material. Otherwise, you cannot export to Europe. This is where China got stuck. Yep. Now, this is interesting. How many of you use iPhone 16? iPhone 16. Come on, you guys are using it. You will demand from a daddy. Yeah, farmer, I call it farmer, you know. Father and mother. Yeah, loan. You were talking about loan just now. You are using iPhone 16, yeah? Now, iPhone 16 is banned from selling in Indonesia. Why? Because Indonesia government said, hey guy, you want to sell your product in Indonesia, we got the market, 280 million people, population. You want to sell, can. But then, you must have at least minimum 35% of the components for the iPhone 16 sourced from local Indonesia. You manufacture in Foxconn in China, and you bring it and sell it here, I don't want to accept your phone. You source locally, then I will accept. I think India is also going to do that similarly. Have to, of course. Yeah? So this is what happened to iPhone 16, yeah? Now, similarly, so when that happened, what did Indonesia did? Indonesia was not happy. Then, again, European Union said, hey, Indonesia, you ban iPhone 16, right? Now I'm going to ban your palm oil import. Why? Because you deforestation that's happening in Indonesia. The company called SRMIST, deforestation. You cut the forest, you plant the palm oil, and then you sell the palm oil to us. Now you go and cut the forest, chop the forest, we are not going to buy your palm oil. So that's European Union legislation. They ban. Yeah? But of course they give chance for all the smallholders. Now Malaysia, one day, H.N. Ridley is the one who introduced the rubber to the world. I don't know, you study history? I didn't study history, but I like to hear a few things and so on. H.N. Ridley is the one who introduced rubber to the world. Yeah? And Malaysia was one of the best countries in the world during 1970s. Best quality rubber comes from Malaysia. But today, totally out. Thailand is the best. But what is happening? Again, Malaysia also deforestation for latex. So, European Union said, now you deforestation, I'm not going to buy your latex. So India got no choice. They proved that they have a certificate that all the latex they produce, no deforestation. So last month, two companies started to export to European Union. You see that? Now this is all the challenges that's coming. Why? Because of sustainability. Why they say don't cut the forest? Because like what Dr. Sashi Rekha told, that whatever we enjoy, this generation, the future generation should also be able to enjoy. Yeah? So if you deforest, then eventually in 20, 30 years, there won't be any more forests. Then you guys cannot enjoy. You cannot walk, right? You cannot go for your jogging and hiking and so on. So we also want you to enjoy your hiking. So we must take care of the forest. Now this company, Shein in China, big company, yeah, and they are into garment, fabrics, yeah, they export to Europe very well, many factories doing very well, and then they wanted to go into the London stock exchange. They have the money, the power, but they went, finally backfired. Why backfired? Because some whistleblowers from China say that, hey, your factory, you're using forced labor, child labor, convict labors. What SDG is that? Out of the 17 SDG, what sustainable development goal is connected to this? Guys, SDG number 8. Sustainable development goal number 8, which talks about decent work environment, fair wages. You see, again, you see the business world, they want to grow, but they got caught because of sustainability issue, yeah? Again, the first ship sailed from China to Amsterdam using what? Biomethanol container ship. No more using fuel, using biomethanol energy. The first ship sailed. This is a breakthrough, and the ship was manufactured where? In China. And who enjoys? Singapore enjoys. Why? Because refilling station is in Singapore. And then another station is in Amsterdam. See that? You can make business how? If you go and invest into. So all those researchers, young researchers, you better research on this. Yeah. Singapore, because of the energy, yeah, using a lot of fossil fuel based energy. Anyway, India is very famous for also using coal. You're using a lot of coal energy in India. You're also highly challenged, you know. If you guys are looking for future jobs, you better go and do research on this. Fossil fuel, yeah? Fossil fuel energy and coal energy. India, very heavily usage. And Narendra Modi committed saying that by 2030, he said, I cannot cut down my coal factories, so no choice, you give me more extension. So he asked for extension with the United Nations, and United Nations granted the extension only for India. Only for India, not for China. Yeah? So Singapore, they are telling, if you are using coal-based energy, electricity, yeah, and if you emit carbon, you emit more than 5 tons per year, you have to pay tax for that. What do you call that? Carbon tax. Carbon tax. Carbon tax. Yeah. The other one you need to know as a student is also carbon offset, carbon credit. That one you go and learn by yourself. I don't have time to explain, but I demand that you learn. Yeah. Now, Singapore said, okay, for all those companies emitting carbon, right, you have to pay tax. How much is the tax? $5 Sing dollars. That was in 2019. And today it is 25 Sing dollars. And for tomorrow, by 26 next year, it is going to be 45 Sing dollars per ton. And by 2030, how much is that? It might reach 80 Sing dollars per ton. Can you imagine from 5 Sing dollars going to 80 Sing dollars? Heavy. And if you are in that business, would you really seriously want to look into it? You have to. Yeah? This guy is asking me to stop. No? Guys, can you help me? Okay. Your Prime Minister. Smart, intelligent Prime Minister. I'm serious. Jokes aside, he's one of the smartest guy. Very smart. He knows how to play the game in politics. Yeah? He knows to play the game with China. He knows the game with US. Very smart, intelligent guy. In 2023, he came up with the idea with the US signing up an agreement and saying that, okay, let us launch this, which is called India, Middle East, Europe corridor. You know what is Silk Road? Silk Road? China Silk Road. You know China Silk Road? You don't know China Silk Road? Okay, you do. Okay, good. Similarly, Narendra Modi had a discussion with the US. 2023, he said, let us introduce this, what you call India, Middle East, Europe corridor. Meaning to say, from west part of India, yeah, it goes through ship to Middle East, then from Middle East goes through road. to reach Europe. That's called India, Middle East, Europe corridor. Why? This initiative is actually to hit the Silk Road, to counter-attack Silk Road. But then 2023 announced, but he didn't continue the project because there was some friction with Middle East. But last month, in January 2025, he met up with the Foreign Minister of UAE, and they agreed, and they want to continue this project. So this project is going to start. And if this project starts, don't worry about the Red Sea issue. You won't have issue with the Red Sea. You will sail smooth. And this is going to be a breakthrough for India, actually. It's a breakthrough for India. Shipment going, you can cut down by 2 weeks shipments, yeah? And also, you'll be able to reduce the cost by 30%. Yep. This is what I said, Singapore, and this is what I told you just now about Japan investing in hydrogen. Look at that, how much they are putting their thing. And they have so many, research patent copied, right? And Singapore maritime decarbonization. I told you EV, right? Decarbonization. Singapore is investing, yeah? Next page, please. Next page. Okay, next page, please. Okay, 17 goals. Now, guys, look, this is very serious. You guys, as an MBA student, business student, when you go to the industry, I'm telling you, frankly, you need to remember these 17 goals. Don't worry. You don't need to remember goal number 1. Leave it to the government to look at goal number 1. Poverty, leave it to the government. Goal number 2, hunger, leave it to the government. Goal number 3, health, leave it to the government. Goal number 4, access to education, leave it to the trust. Yeah, Dr. Ponusami will take care of access to education. That is his role as a trust. Yeah, that is goal number 4, access to education. Goal number 5, don't worry. Goal number 6, you have to worry. Goal number 6, because it talks about clean water. Yeah, in your manufacturing, production, clean water, how do you release? Then goal number 7, you have to be very serious about it. Why? The EV I told you just now, right? Energy, fossil fuel, coal energy. Goal number 7, you have to be very serious about it. And then goal number 8, yes, because in every organization you have employees, right? So you need to ensure you pay decent salary, no child labor, no forced labor, goal number 8. Then goal number 9, yes, you have to have innovations brought into industry. Yeah. And then move on to goal number 12. Very important. This goal number 12 is very much related to supply chain, purchasing, procurement. When you purchase something, a raw material, you must be responsible in your sourcing. So goal number 12 talks about responsible sourcing. Then forget about 13, forget about 14, 15, come to 16. What is 16? How many of you doing finance here? Major in finance. Guys, why you guys are shy? Please raise your hand. How many of you? Yeah, thank you, girl. Thank you very much. Yeah. Now, what do you learn in finance? End of the day, finance, accounting is all about governance and accountability. Yeah? Auditing, right? Governance and accountability. Now, that is related to goal number 16. Yeah, whatever you do, you need to have accountable for it and governance. And finally, today what we're having the conference here, we have industry, we have academia, we have international. What is this? Collaboration. Goal number 17. You see that? So these 17 goals, very interesting, interesting. Don't look at it like as though you're reading, trying to remember. Read it with pleasure. Read it with pleasure. When you read with pleasure, it will be inside you. And you know how to apply all those 17 goals. Not all, but a few selected ones, yeah, related to you. You know how to apply it, okay? So now, with that note, I got a couple of pages, but don't worry about those pages. I would like to end my note here. And if you have any questions, yeah, please feel free. Any questions? No? Okay, you may be wondering, why this guy coming up and talking about 17 goals and sustainable things, you know, and then he seems like he can remember all those things. Now, let me share you the truth of this. During COVID 2001, we were all working from home. So I had a lot of time, yeah? And I got my study room. Huh? So I was thinking, working from home, I went to the study room, sitting down. But then I can finish my job very fast. Then I had a lot of space, you know, time. So what I did, I go back to my domain. My domain is supply chain. I sat down and I wrote a module on supply chain, sustainable supply chain. I wrote the module. By 2022, my module was ready. I took my module and shoot to some of the universities in the US and UK. I sent it to them as a sharing. Yeah, not many received. Rejected, rejected, rejected. And there's one professional body in the US, which is a top professional body for supply chain. They looked at my module and they said, okay, Prem, come, let's discuss. So 7 times I went through discussion with them, and finally they accepted my module. And today, your IIM in India, you go check, they are running this program called Sustainable Supply Chain Professional Certification, CSSCP, coming from ISCA US, and it is offered in IIM India, all those IIM, just now I shared with Dr. Shashirika, all the IIM. And also, that module is offered in Cambridge University. You go to Cambridge University, short course, Sustainable Supply Chain, you can see that. That particular program was designed by me. And that's what I can talk about this SDG without referring to any notes, because it's very close and dear to me. Yeah? So if I can do this, I'm sure you young guys are better than me 100 times. You can do marvelous, great things to the industry. And not only to the industry, but also to your country, yeah, at large. Okay? Any questions? No? You're already tired listening to me, right? Yeah, you guys are tired. Okay, anyway, finally, let me conclude. First of all, I would like to thank industry guys coming for this kind of conference. Seriously, international conference, you need to have industry guys. Not run by just academia. It doesn't work. Academia alone doesn't help. Only industry guys can bring in innovation, benchmark, best practices. We learn all this from industry. So thank you very much, Mr. Anba, for making your time to be with this, with us for this forum. It's really inspiring to have that, yeah? And also the leadership. You see, Dr. Purusami, the leadership, seriousness of coming and attending. Thank you very much for the time. And of course, for Dr. Reka, for Shashi Reka, for inviting me for this forum. And also to all of you, quietly listening to me. Maybe your body is here, but your mind is not here. Your mind was here, right? With me, right? Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, sir, for knowledgeable inputs. Next, we have a special address by an eminent personality, Dr. Wissam Al-Madhoun, sir, founder and CEO of GAOS Canada, to address the gathering. Sir will be joining us soon. We humbly request you to keep silence. So the sir is joining us on online directly from Canada. It should be way past his usual night timings. It's around 1:08 a.m. So he's taking a time for us to address all the students. Let's all wait for him to join.
Hi, good morning. So first of all, thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this event.
You can, sir. Thank you.
Okay. And it's my pleasure to be with you today, and I will be presenting this topic on the current challenges and the sustainability opportunities. So, as we know that we are living in this era of a lot of challenges, and those challenges rooted from the unsustainable production and consumption where we have the population growth and the economic growth that fuel all these unsustainable production and consumption that lead to issues like pollution and also the greenhouses emissions. Sorry, can you hear me? Like, is that clear? And the presentation?
Students, we request you to keep silence. The session will be starting right away.
Okay, so good morning. Thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this conference. And it's my pleasure to be with you today and present this topic on the current challenges and the sustainability opportunities. So as we know that we are living in an era of a lot of challenges, especially when we are talking about the environmental issues, where the sustainable production and consumption leads to issues like pollution, the greenhouse gases, and the degradation air, water, and soil, and also depleting the resources, which pose threats. All these challenges pose threats on human health and also climate issues, climate change, threats to biodiversity. And if we are talking about the consequences, so these types of pollutants, we are talking about millions of deaths due to these, the main three types of pollution: air, water, and soil, which causing about 9 million people of deaths annually. And this is greater than any other risks globally. And according to the WHO reports, we are talking about 7 million people dying of air pollution globally. And this is, again, another great issue of environmental challenges that cause a lot of losses to the humanity. And if we are talking about the issues of global warming and climate change, so this is a report from 2020, which shows that the loss was about $268 billion with various types of disasters, which mostly linked to climate linked disasters. And this is some historical data which shows that there is an increase of the cost of climate-related disasters, and it soars by 150%. So this is in 1970, from 1978 to 1997, we had like 895 billion losses. This is in dollar. While from 1998 to 2017, we are talking about 2.25 trillion dollar as losses because of the climate-linked disasters. While in terms of the cost of natural disasters in 2021, we are talking again about billions of dollars. And this is a statistic shows that we had like $65 billion of losses. This is in the US because of hurricanes. And the European Union, we are talking about $43 billion because of flooding. And one more number from the US, Texas winter storm, which caused $23 billion. And this is again from the European Union statistics. So we are talking about the damage caused by in the industrial sector from 2008 to 2012. The total cost was $329 billion losses. And due to these disasters, the challenges, one of the issues with it, which is the internal displacement in Asia due to the natural disasters. So China leading by 4.4 million people were displaced, followed by Philippines 2.5, while we are talking about India, we are talking about 1.3 million people displaced because of the natural disasters. Zooming on the air pollution, the cost of air pollution in Asia in 2020. So in Tokyo, for example, we are talking about the estimated death of 30,000, while the economic cost is about $32 billion. And maybe the third in rank, we are talking about Delhi, 24,000 people died. This is estimated death, and the loss, the economic loss, we are talking about $3.6 billion. While the economic burden of air pollution, this is on the global scale, as percentage of the GDP, we are talking about, for example, in China, the loss was 6.6% as a percent of the GDP. In India, we are talking about 5.4%, while in Russia, it's 4.1%. And the lowest here is Brazil, 0.8% of the GDP. And again, the link between the environmental degradation and the economy. So we are talking about the cost of environmental degradation. And here in the list, we are talking about the top of the list, Ghana with 9.6%, Tajikistan 9.5%, China, we are talking about 9%. Again, it's percentage of the GDP, while, for example, here, India, we are talking about 5.7%, while the lowest in the list here is Jordan and Tunisia. We are talking about 2.1 and 2.3. There is another report by World Bank, which again estimated the loss in the Middle East is about 3% of the GDP. While if we are talking about actions against those environmental challenges, so the environmental policy, which is the clean air in Europe, caused 11,000 fewer deaths in Europe. And that shows the positive impact when we act against those challenges. So these numbers shows that there is a need of building back better as we live all these challenges, health and environmental challenges. So the way forward, it has to be a more sustainable lifestyle, balancing the economic growth with the environmental protection aspects and maintaining the social dimension as well in this context. And there is 6 levels of transformation that is needed. The first one, it's about a transformation of education, gender, and inequality. While the second level, we are talking about health, well-being, and demography. The third one is energy, decarbonization, and sustainable industry. And when the fifth one, it's about, talking about, this is the fourth one. The fourth one is about transforming sustainable food, land, water, and oceans. The fifth one is about sustainable cities and communities, while the sixth one about digital revolution for sustainable development. So when we are talking about these transformation, in the context of businesses, we are talking about integrating ESG in the practices of businesses. Talking about ESG, so issues related to environment like waste management, the impact on biodiversity, air and water pollution, and energy efficiency, and also the climate impact and commitment to net zero. While from the governance perspective, we are talking about the corporate governance, executive pay, the board diversity. While from the social perspective, we are talking about supply chain standards, health and safety, workers' rights. So this is the way forward in terms of businesses. Integrating ESG in businesses. There are some positive news, and this is a recent report. This is statistics from 2002 to 2020. And this report shows the ESG performance increased drastically in the recent years. And we can see an increase of 93 points, which is about 79%, and splitting that into the environment, social, and governance. So environmental, we are talking about 47 points, which is an increase of 180 percentage. And social, we are talking about 70%, while the governance, we are talking about an increase 33%. And talking about, again, some positive indicators. So this is a study conducted in the US, which shows that nearly 7 in 10 active investors say that ESG investment are profitable. And this is positive indicators about adopting ESG in the business sector. And I'm ending with this number, which shows that the transformation from linear to circular economy might also create an opportunities of 4.5 trillion economic opportunities by reducing waste, stimulating innovation, and creating employment. So this is what I wanted to share for today. Thank you so much. And I wish you all the best for the rest of the conference. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable time and your informative words.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, we move to an important moment, the release of conference proceedings. I invite our dignitaries to come forward to release the conference proceedings, Icrbss 2025. The conference proceedings will now be officially released by the Registrar of SRM Institute of Science and Technology. The proceedings will be received by Dr. V. Sasirekha Ma'am, Dean of the Faculty of Management, and Professor Dr. Prem Kumar Rajagopal Sir, President of Malaysia University of Science and Technology. Thank you, esteemed dignitaries, for making this moment truly remarkable. Uniting minds, expanding scope, bringing gaps with shared hope. Knowledge grows when we connect together, we rise, learn, and reflect. The signing of Memorandum of Understanding holds significant importance as it formalizes the commitment between academic institutions and industry partners to collaborate in areas such as research, innovation, and skill development. These MOUs serve as a framework for future joint initiatives ensuring mutual benefits. It is with great honor that we announce the signing of our first Memorandum of Understanding with the prestigious Malaysia University of Science and Technology. This MOU encompasses key areas of collaboration, including the Global Immersion Program, Faculty Immersion Program, Research Collaboration, and Student Internship, fostering academic excellence and cross-border educational opportunities. To formally commemorate this significant partnership, may I now request Professor Dr. Prem Kumar Rajgopal sir to kindly come forward and receive the MOU copy from our Honorable Registrar. Thank you, dignitaries. We are pleased to announce the signing of our next Memorandum of Understanding with NSC Academy Private Limited, a distinguished institution known for its excellence in financial education and professional training. This MOU is established to introduce short-term courses in emerging fields such as fintech, equipping students with industry-relevant skills and program research, collaboration, and student internship event, while also empowering various departments through global exposure and policy-driven learning. Today, we have Mr. James Vinod, his team from NSC Academy Private Limited. It is an absolute privilege to introduce Mr. Vinod, a seasoned professional with over 2 decades of expertise in the financial and educational sectors, currently serving as a senior manager at NSC Academy Private Limited. He brings extensive knowledge in financial analysis, strategic planning, and data-driven decision-making, holding prestigious certifications such as the NSC Academy Certified Market Professional Level 3 and the Investment Foundation Certificate. To formally acknowledge this momentous collaboration, may I now request Mr. Vinod James, sir, along with his esteemed team, to kindly come forward and receive. Thank you, dignitaries. We are honored to announce the signing of the next Memorandum of Understanding with Kevin Care Private Limited, a renowned industry leader known for its innovation and excellence in the consumer goods sector. This MOU establishes a strategic collaboration in key areas such as research, market study, student internships, and funding for projects. Today, we have Ms. Shobha Venugopal ma'am and her team from Kevin Care Private Limited. To formally commemorate this significant partnership, may I now request Ms. Shobha Venugopal ma'am along with her esteemed team to kindly come forward and receive the MOU copy from our registrar. Thank you, dignitaries. We are privileged to announce the signing of a prestigious Memorandum of Understanding with the Commonwealth Youth Council. This landmark collaboration aims to strengthen our academic and professional engagements. To formally recognize this momentous partnership, may I now request Mr. Dinesh along with his esteemed team to kindly come forward and receive the MOU copy from our Honorable Registrar. Thank you, dignitaries. Thank you, dignitaries. We extend our sincere gratitude
to everyone for making this event a truly memorable occasion as we sign the Memorandum of Understanding with our esteemed university. As we come to the end of this inaugural session, it is time to express our gratitude to deliver the vote of thanks. We invite Dr. N. Sarvata Ma'am, Assistant Professor and Icrbss 2025 Faculty Coordinator.
Respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, a very good noon to everyone. I'm sorry I'll take some more time, but please kindly pardon me, the list is quite big. On behalf of SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Vadapalani campus, and the organizing committee of International Conference on Reinventing Business Practices, Startups and Sustainability, it's my privilege to deliver the vote of thanks. First and foremost, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our Honorable Chairman and Chief Patron of the conference, Dr. Ravi Pachamuthu Sir, and Ms. Harini Ravi Ma'am, Director, Institutional Development, for their invaluable support and leadership for organizing this conference. Our deepest gratitude to Professor S. Ponnasamy Sir, Registrar, for his esteemed presence and for the successful execution of this MOU ceremony. Our heartfelt gratitude to Professor V. Sasireka Ma'am, Dean Faculty of Management, for her exceptional leadership in guiding and steering this conference and MOU signing ceremony. A special thanks to our chief guest, Sri Ampa Palaniappan Sir, for gracing the occasion with his presence and sharing his inspiring insights. We are grateful to our keynote speaker, Professor Prem Kumar Rajgopal Sir, and special address speaker, Dr. Visam Sir, for their enlightening discussions on innovation, sustainability, and business transformation. A special note of gratitude to all our key advisory board members for their valuable contributions and session chairs who has joined us today for the conference. A big thank you to all our distinguished signatories of the MOU today, Professor Dr. Prem Kumar Rajagopal Sir, again from Malaysia University of Science and Technology, Ms. Shobha Venugopal Ma'am and Ms. Bahita from Kevin Care Private Limited, Mr. Vinod James, Regional Manager, and Mr. Surendran, Manager from NSC Academy Private Limited, and Dr. Dinesh Gajendran, Executive Director, Audacious Dream Foundation and Commonwealth Students Association. We extend our gratitude to our partner institutions, Malaysia University of Science and Technology, Global Ambassadors of Sustainability Canada, and APAC IPv6 Council Malaysia for their collaboration and support today. To our Organizing Secretary and Program Coordinator MBA, Dr. M.N. Prabhadevi Ma'am, this conference would not have been possible without her support. Our deepest gratitude to the faculty, student coordinators, and volunteers who behind the scenes efforts ensured the smooth execution of the conference. Our students, our pride, and a special mention to our research scholar, Ms. Sai Rekha, and Mr. Vignesh, Ms. Rajalakshmi, Mr. Andrew, Ms. Rama, Mr. Ajulin, for their dedicated efforts from the right day one of the conference. Finally, to all our participants, delegates, and attendees, thank you for being part of this knowledge sharing platform. With that all, I formally conclude today's inaugural session, hoping that the ideas to be exchanged in the conference will inspire innovative and sustainable business solutions. Thank you. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. As we conclude this session, let's celebrate the spirit of unity and collaboration, especially our valued partnership with Must University. To honor this occasion on a patriotic note, I invite everyone to rise for the national anthem of India and Malaysia. Thank you.